Today, I'm counting down 10 must-watch animes that deserve a spot on your watch list. These aren't your typical mainstream recommendations. Each one offers something truly special that sets it apart. Whether you're looking for emotional storytelling, unique art styles, or innovative concepts, these shows deliver experiences you won't find anywhere else. Let's dive into these animes. At number 10, we have Violet Evergarden. This series follows a former child soldier who becomes a professional letter writer after a devastating war. Having lost her arms in battle and receiving mechanical replacements, she struggles to understand emotions, particularly the meaning behind her commander's final words to her, "I love you." What makes Violet Evergarden special is how it uses letter writing as a vehicle to explore human connection. Each episode shows her writing for different clients, from a playwright creating his final work before death to a mother writing birthday letters for a daughter she won't live to see grow up. Through these assignments, we watch this emotionally stunted girl gradually learn about human feelings. The animation by Kyoto Animation is absolutely breathtaking, with incredible attention to detail in the European-inspired settings. Violet's eyes alone tell a story, showing her slow emotional awakening throughout the series. Despite dealing with heavy themes of war and loss, the story remains hopeful by showing how understanding others helps us understand ourselves. If you've ever felt disconnected from your emotions or struggled to express your feelings, this anime will resonate deeply. The music perfectly complements the emotional journey, creating moments that will stay with you long after watching. Coming in at number 9 is Odd Taxi, a series that completely caught me off guard with its brilliance. Set in a world of anthropomorphic animals, it follows a middle-aged walrus taxi driver having seemingly casual conversations with passengers during night shifts in Tokyo. What starts as disconnected stories about various characters, a struggling comedian monkey, a college student obsessed with a mobile game, a nurse with gambling debts, gradually reveals itself as an interconnected mystery surrounding a missing high school girl. The genius of this show is how perfectly normal conversations in a taxi become filled with tension and meaning. The writing is exceptional, with dialogue that sounds exactly like real people talk. There are no fancy action scenes or special powers, just perfect pacing that drops subtle clues for attentive viewers. Despite the animal characters, this is one of the most grounded crime dramas you'll see, with realistic human motivations and a satisfying conclusion where every loose end connects. If you appreciate clever storytelling that respects your intelligence, Odd Taxi delivers one of the tightest, most well-constructed narratives in anime. The jazz soundtrack perfectly captures the urban nighttime atmosphere, completing this unique experience. At number 8, we have Laid Back Camp, quite possibly the most relaxing show ever created. This series follows high school girls discovering the joy of camping in the Japanese countryside, with one preferring solitary camping while the other brings enthusiasm and sociability to the activity. There's no competition, no drama, no high-stakes conflicts, just girls learning camping skills and enjoying nature together. Each episode teaches realistic camping knowledge, from choosing budget equipment to cooking impressive meals outdoors. The stunning scenery showcases real Japanese landscapes through changing seasons. What makes this show special is how it finds profound joy in simple experiences. The satisfaction of seeing a stunning view after a difficult hike, the taste of hot food in cold weather, and the gentle deepening of friendships through shared outdoor adventures. The series creates a cozy atmosphere viewers describe as comfy, like wrapping yourself in a warm blanket on a cold day. The soothing soundtrack and gorgeous background art enhance the therapeutic quality. Many viewers have actually been inspired to take up camping themselves after watching. If you're looking for a stress-relieving anime that still tells a meaningful story about friendship and finding your own path to happiness, Laid Back Camp is the perfect choice. Taking the 6th spot is March Comes In Like a Lion, one of the most beautiful portrayals of mental health recovery ever animated. It follows a teenage professional shogi player who lives alone in Tokyo despite still being in high school. Orphaned young and pushed into professional shogi by his adoptive family, he carries deep emotional wounds while navigating high-stakes matches in the competitive shogi world. His isolated existence changes when he meets 3 sisters who run a traditional sweets shop. Their warm family dynamic gradually helps him process his grief and anxiety as they welcome him without judgment. What makes this show extraordinary is its visual representation of emotions. Depression appears as deep water he struggles not to drown in, while anxiety manifests as chaotic shapes surrounding him. These visual metaphors create one of the most accurate portrayals of mental health struggles, I've ever seen in any medium. Despite heavy themes including depression and family trauma, the series maintains hope through small moments of connection and gradual healing. The contrasting visual styles create a rich language that perfectly conveys his shifting perspective as he slowly opens himself to the possibility of happiness. If you've ever struggled with mental health or known someone who has, this anime offers both stunning artistry and genuine emotional understanding. At number 5, we have To Your Eternity, a truly unique exploration of what it means to be human. It begins with an immortal orb sent to Earth that can take the form of anything it encounters, first a rock, then moss, then a dying wolf. When the wolf meets a lone boy in the Arctic who mistakes it for his companion, the immortal eventually takes his form after the boy dies. Now with a human appearance, the immortal begins a journey of discovery, learning what it means to be human through encounters with various people. Each significant person he meets teaches him different aspects of humanity: language, emotions, connections, and inevitable loss. What makes this series extraordinary is watching something non-human gradually develop consciousness, identity, and purpose through direct experience. He begins with no concept of pain or relationships, but slowly develops these through meeting others. The story spans generations, as those he grows to care for inevitably age and die while he remains eternal. The animation beautifully captures this evolution, from his initially limited movements to increasingly complex expressions, as he learns to embody humanity not just physically, but emotionally. If you're looking for an anime that combines philosophical depth with genuine emotional impact, To Your Eternity offers one of the most unique premises in animation. Taking the 4th spot is Vinland Saga, an epic historical tale set in 11th century Europe during the Viking era. It follows a young boy who witnesses his father's murder by Viking mercenaries. Instead of returning home, he joins the very band that killed his father, working under his father's killer with the sole purpose of growing strong enough to take revenge. As years pass, he becomes an accomplished warrior himself while losing touch with the peaceful values his father tried to teach him. The story expands to show the Danish invasion of England, mixing fictional characters with historical figures like King Canute. What makes this series stand out is how it questions violence itself rather than glorifying it. Through brutal but realistic portrayals of Viking life, the story explores finding purpose beyond revenge and whether someone raised in violence can discover a different path. The detailed historical setting feels authentic, from ship designs to fighting tactics, with animation that gives weight to every sword swing. The character development is exceptional, particularly for the antagonists, who reveal incredible depth and complexity as the story progresses. If you appreciate historical settings with philosophical depth and realistic character growth, Vinland Saga delivers one of the most mature and thoughtful action series in anime. At number 3, we have Mob Psycho 100, an absolute masterpiece of animation and storytelling. It follows a middle school boy with immensely powerful psychic abilities who could easily destroy cities but just wants to be a normal kid. Despite being able to exercise spirits and move objects with his mind, he considers these powers meaningless compared to the social skills and physical fitness he lacks. Working for a con man who claims to be psychic but actually has zero powers, he helps handle genuine supernatural threats while trying to improve himself. What makes this series special is how it flips typical power fantasies. Instead of celebrating supernatural abilities, it focuses on emotional growth as the true measure of worth. His powers activate when his emotions reach 100%, creating tension as he tries to maintain control. The message that character matters more than power resonates throughout the series. The animation style is truly revolutionary, intentionally rough during normal scenes but exploding into wildly psychedelic sequences during emotional moments, creating some of the most innovative action in anime. Despite his abilities, the protagonist remains humble and compassionate, making this not just a visual feast but a genuinely moving story about finding your own value beyond your talents or abilities. Taking the 2nd spot is Ascendance of a Bookworm, an amazingly unique story about a modern librarian who dies and wakes up as a sickly 5-year-old girl in a medieval world where books are rare treasures only available to nobility. For someone who lives surrounded by books, this reality is a nightmare. Despite her weak body, she becomes determined to create books herself, only to discover that every step of bookmaking requires knowledge and resources she doesn't have. What makes this series special is its realistic approach to a transported to another world story. Instead of gaining magical powers, she must navigate social hierarchies and economic realities to achieve her seemingly simple goal of reading again. Her progress comes in small, earned steps, as she figures out how to make paper, create ink, and eventually produce books. The story thoughtfully explores how introducing new technologies affects society while examining class differences, and how knowledge equals power in a world where literacy is limited to the elite. Unlike many protagonists who change their new world overnight, her journey feels genuinely grounded in reality despite the fantasy setting. You're tired of overpowered main characters and want a thoughtful, realistic take on fantasy world building, with a protagonist who succeeds through intelligence and determination rather than special powers. Ascendance of a Bookworm offers one of the most refreshing approaches to the genre. And at number 1, we have Golden Kamuy, a wild historical adventure that combines so many elements it shouldn't work, yet somehow delivers one of the most unique anime experiences available. Set in early 1900s Hokkaido, it follows a survivor of the Russo-Japanese War who learns about hidden gold belonging to the indigenous Ainu people. The map to this treasure was tattooed across the bodies of escaped prisoners, meaning he must find these convicts to complete the map. His plans change when he meets a young Ainu girl who seeks the same treasure. Their partnership forms the heart of the story, as his combat experience combines with her wilderness survival skills. What makes this series my top pick is its unprecedented blend of historical accuracy, genuine educational content about Ainu culture, intense action sequences, thoughtful character development, and some of the most bizarre yet hilarious comedy in anime. The series never loses sight of its characters' humanity despite the sometimes outrageous situation. The detailed portrayal of Ainu culture shows traditional hunting methods, food preparation, and religious beliefs with impressive accuracy rarely seen in media. Through hunting scenes that don't shy away from the realities of wilderness survival, viewers learn about traditional techniques while the story remains thoroughly entertaining. Golden Kamuy manages to be educational, action-packed, emotionally resonant, and laugh-out-loud funny, sometimes all within the same episode. If you want an anime that constantly surprises you while delivering a deeply satisfying story filled with unforgettable characters, this series deserves the top spot on your watch list. There you have it, my top 10 must-watch anime series that offer something truly special. Which one caught your interest the most? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to grab my anime tracking template from the description to organize your watching journey. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to follow for more anime recommendations that go beyond the mainstream. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.